multiple monitors set up. Now I've got nothing to do for 1 minute and 20 seconds. Maquis. It's Maquis. The famous dish from the Hawaiian Islands. Maquis. It's not Thursday, Potts. It's not Thursday. Yosef says, say something 30 and 5 by 5. Say something dirty. Anti-Trekker's underwear? I don't know what you mean, Yosef. Now, if your wife was on, I might be able to figure out something dirty, but I just can't say it to another dude, man. I'm sorry. Huh? Mud? I already said Anti-Trekker's underwear. Oh, shit, we already got to 0. I was looking at the wrong screen. Qapla, everyone! Welcome to Deep Space Nine Wednesday, and you might notice that my tablet is gone. What you can't see is now my 24-inch flat panel display that's just a little off camera. There you go. You can see it now. That's actually got my XSplit screen on it. So on the laptop screen, I can completely see the chat. The chat is popped out, and I will have the screen where I actually watch Deep Space Nine. So welcome all. Welcome a new day here at Bird of Prey 5 Studios. Qapla Studios LLC, not an LLC. Actor was early, says Bird. I think you should add the masculinity warning to this episode. Well, there was no room to do that in the thumbnail. Actor 47 Yorktown says it's Maquis, sir. Maquis. Actor says, shouldn't this have started already? Well, we were a few minutes late. I was getting things ready, but we were within our half hour plus minus of 5 p.m. Eastern. We're well within it. We're at 5:14, so no problems there. Joseph says, Bird of Prey, I gave you 4.5 hours. I really need my beauty sleep. Let's kick it off. And just seconds after that, I actually started the stream. I hadn't even read that yet, Joseph. But here we are. Joseph says, I even showered and shaved for you. I didn't shave. I'll be honest. I did not shave recently. Thomas Potts says, hi. 47 Yorktown says, hello, young sir. Thank you, Yorktown. Rambling Canuck says, hello, Bird of Prey and all. Welcome, Rambling. Number 1 Sci-Fi says, Bird of Prey. Remember to pronounce it the Maquis. Maquis, yes. And number 1 Sci-Fi did a quite long live stream earlier today. I hope everyone was able to get to it. If you did not, make sure you subscribe to number 1 Sci-Fi. Not Ryan Johnson says, hello, and Qapla and Dear Bop. Not going to be Dear Bops today. Aberjam says, McClunky, and welcome, Aberjam. You are still feeding Anti-Trekker fake news that you are being held in Karoga. It's just not true. Mike Richards says, greetings from Columbus, Ohio. Greetings, Mike Richards. Thomas says, isn't today Thursday? It is not. I wish it was. We'd have Picard already. I'd be working on my Picard video. And Yosef put in his super chat. Thank you, Yosef. Say something dirty. I can't. And you put me on the spot. I can't. Something will come out. I'm sure something will come out during the stream. Aggie says, if you hadn't started, I was already contacting Ducat to deal with you. Number 1 Sci-Fi says, Bird of Prey. Also tell Mama Prey. Oh, where did we get? We got Chris Purser donation of $5. Can't stay. I will watch later. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Chris Purser. And now I have to open the Streamlabs window, which is one thing I did forget to do. so I can see the rest of what you said. I'm so sorry. Log in with YouTube, dashboard, Birdo Prey 5 channel. We'll have it in 1 second. Anytime you're ready. We'll watch this later, but we'll leave the tab open to show Mike Rogan support. Qapla, Whisperzer. Thank you so much. And now we have that tab open in case anyone else decides to donate through Streamlabs. So thank you. So number 1 sci-fi, tell Mamo Pray I love you more and more and more. She will hear that. Joseph says that is enough. Well, you're welcome, Joseph. Piano Dean says Birdo Pray, I should be working on a new song, but you had to go and kick butt DS9 episode, Bird. Son of a bitch. Well, I hope you enjoy. And yes, for those who don't know, we are on, it's scrolling right across the screen, Season 2, Episode 21, the Maquis, Part 2. So the conclusion to the initial Maquis story. And again, this is the second episode to ever feature the Maquis. They get backported from Deep Space Nine back to the Next Generation. And then, of course, we see them in Voyager, where they actually become part of the crew. So the Maquis, not Marquis, the Maquis start right here, right now. Actor says, be careful and try not to strain your neck, Bird, if you have one. I know. It doesn't look like I have a neck, but when I turn, you can see there is in fact something that resembles a neck. I know. And unfortunately, neck extension surgery is not something they offer yet. Joseph says, where's Garfield? Oh, Garfield doesn't join us on DS9. I'll try to add him next time. Joe Tao says, damn Bird, you always start DS9 when I'm at work. Well, I'm sorry, Joe Tao. I always try to start DS9 around 5 p.m. Eastern on Wednesdays. Kevin Schoenfeld says, Bird of Prey, what's up, Bird? Been busy, but I'm back. Very cool to have you back. Kevin Qapla, welcome back. Rock Solid says, dear soft putty, whoever that asshole is. What? I don't know what that is. Joe Lau says, hey to Joseph. Joseph says to Joe Lau, greetings. Dan23 says, hi, welcome, Dan. Live with Matthew says, Qapla, Birdo Prey and all. Qapla, Live with Matthew. Joe Lau says, I said it, you said it. I don't know. Roxanne says, it's Tuesday. No, it's not Tuesday, it's Wednesday. Number 1 sci-fi says, Birdo Prey, do you think that science fiction is on life support, like I posted in my live stream yesterday? No, into stream today. No, I don't think it's on life support. I think Star Trek is on life support. But science fiction? No. We've got the Orville, we've got the Expanse, we've got, I don't particularly count them science fiction, but a lot of people count Marvel movies as science fiction. They are still blowing up. We got the conclusion to Star Wars. It wasn't the conclusion we wanted, but we got some Star Wars, and there's still going to be a bunch of new Star Wars on Disney Plus and future movies. There's going to be, supposedly, we're being told, at least 2 or 3 more Star Trek series. Lower Decks is already, is basically half done. There's no way we're not getting Lower Decks. The Nickelodeon show, from what I hear, there's no way we're not getting at least some of the Nickelodeon show. There's no way we're not getting season 3 of Discovery at this point, and possibly a 4th season, probably a 2nd season of Picard. Even Star Trek, although none of these really seem to be Star Trek, they are science fiction. Hell, Lost in Space on Netflix. There's a ton of sci-fi on Netflix that I haven't even explored, haven't even touched the surface of it all. So no, sci-fi is not on life support. Not by any means. Star Trek, yes, I think Star Trek is on life support. But that's just me. Actor says, oh yeah, really, Actor? You think it is? Okay. I mean, listen, people can disagree. Joseph says, click the like. Thank you, Joseph. Actor says, I remember when Dax kiss was a weird thing to explain to my parents. Now we have weirder things to explain in real life. Yes. Yes, we do. Live with Matthew says, Bird of Prey, when the episode starts, you will start at the beginning or after the recap. We will start at the very, very beginning. So we're going to hear the recap of what was on last week. So I don't know if Netflix gives you that option or not. Hopefully it does. Because I'm basically going out off of a DVD copy that I had digitalized. So I've got the recap. Kevin says, number one, sci-fi fiction will go back to the fringe when it belongs and flourish again. Could be. Dan23 says, can be annoying for people who have a short neck. I know. I've always admired people with long necks. Ryo Stew says, hail Bird of Prey in chat. Hail Ryo. Qapla. Rock says, the soft putty person is the Dear Bob. Okay, Dear Bobs. Dan23 says, I like the space battle in this episode. Very cool. Honestly, I forgot it. So it'll be nice to see. Josh Street says, sassy. Stop Burge Deloja machine for not sending out the notifications. I hope you got the notification now, Josh Street. Joe Lau says, it's Thursday here, 6:20 a.m. Well, here it is 5:20 p.m. Eastern. It's Wednesday. Actor says, Netflix, full of sci-fi, some good, some yeah, well, another life, that was painful. But, hey, at least they're doing sci-fi. Joseph says, where are Greg and Bob? Last I heard, they were moving to Murfreesboro. Aberjam says, 15:30 start time, stamp proof. Bird is keeping me prisoner in Kuroga. Okay, well, I can't look at that now. Joseph says, Joe Lau, Thursday, 39 minutes. Actor says, yeah, the Alessandro guy seems to have taken the focus off of Greg and Bob. Ryo says, Altered Carbon Season 2 is coming out. Canoic says, is Joe Lau in Ozland? Bird did it. He's all 4 points of the globe. Joe Lau says, Lost in Space sucks. Just watch Season 2. The last 2 episodes, you'd be good for Season 3. I watched all of Seasons 1 and 2, and I enjoyed them. I mean, don't get me wrong. It wasn't the best show, but it was certainly a decent sci-fi show. It was enough to hold my interest. Now, I'd never seen the original Lost in Space, so, like, I never saw the original Battlestar Galactica, but I saw the 2004 reboot, which I really, really enjoyed, and this reboot of Lost in Space I'm enjoying. I don't have the problem with one character gender swap. You know, you're doing another show, you're swapping the gender of a single character. That's not the biggest problem to me. It's really not. And to be quite honest, the real Dr. Smith was a male. It was the person who's pretending to be Dr. Smith, though, is not actually Dr. Smith. So it's arguable it was even a gender swap. Actress with Bird of Prey, oh yeah, that's for the kiss. That was the kiss. That was for the kiss. Did you hear the oh yeah? Because I didn't on my side. Joe Lau is in Hong Kong. Very cool, Joe Lau. I hope everything is good with you there. Isn't there protests going on in Hong Kong? I hope you are well, Joe Lau. I hope everyone is well, but especially people in places where there are issues. Number one sci-fi is Bird of Prey. I'm sorry, but I just can't get into the new Lost in Space. I am too faithful to the original with Jonathan Harris, Bill Murray, and the Danger Will Robinson robot. And I totally get that, number one sci-fi. You don't have to apologize. You don't have to apologize to me. If I had, you know how hard it is for me to get into new versions of Star Trek, having seen the originals, but I honestly, earnestly believe the Lost in Space Netflix reboot is definitively better than Discovery is compared to original Star Trek. I do. But I understand if some people can't get into it. But it's good for me, and I think most people Unfortunately, most people never saw the original Lost in Space, so it is a way to get them into the fandom. Actor says, I am not Alexandro. I never did a Dear Bob. Sure, Actor. Joseph says, stay away from the coronavirus. Definitely. Joe Lau says, Joseph, you need to catch up. Hehe. Kevin says, Bird has a strong Cardassian neck. Cardassians have much bigger necks than I do. Kronos says, Qapla, bird will pray, mom will pray, turds will pray, filthy Korogans will pray, alpacas will pray, Garfield will pray, and Sassy will pray. What did I miss? How is the bloody hell are the MCU movies not sci-fi? You messed in you're messed in the neck. Because I don't consider superhero sci-fi. Okay, sci-fi to me is like space or X-Files, things like that. When you just because Superman, Batman, Iron Man. Why is Iron Man sci-fi? Because he has a suit that's magic and can do pretty much everything. Okay, they gave it a technology reason that it can do everything. But why is Superman sci-fi? Because he's an alien? I'm sorry. Just because he's an alien, if you look at like the original Star Trek movies, and Star Trek, and excuse me, not the original Star Trek movies, the original Superman movies, there was nothing sci-fi about it except that he was an alien who came to Earth. Other than that, they're just fantasy. It's fine. I mean, I understand people call it sci-fi, and that's fine. I don't. Actor says Kennewick, Sapien, he's in China. Miss Londell says Qapla, Mr. Londell. Joseph says, Josh Street says, still no notification, but pray. The stream was in recommended videos, and that is the only way I've sent it. I was able to see you live. Well, I'm very sorry to hear that. And how many people do we have here? Does it tell me? Is it going to tell me somewhere? I gotta go to this page. Son of a bitch! It's not even telling me. No, I can find it probably. If I pop the chat back in, it would probably tell me. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter how many people are here or not. Let's put it that way. I just hope whoever's here is enjoying it. Did this tell me? I used to have this set up to tell me how many people were in the chat. I don't care. But that's weird. That's weird. With the chat popped out, there's nowhere it says. Well, whatever. We'll keep going. Joe Lau says, Bird, it's spreading. Uh-oh, I don't want to hear that news. Spreading. Joe Lau, Bird is spreading it in Karoga. Hong Kong virus is corona. Okay, so it's a different virus. JP says, hello, Qapla, JP's. Actor says, Kennewick, sorry, Hong Kong. Dan23 says, when casting, they wanted the actors with longer necks for Cardassian so the makeup department could do more neck parts. Yeah, it makes sense, and I think for most part, that's what they got. The actor or actress with the longest neck I've ever seen? The woman who played the main bad guy girl on the V series, the V reboot that they did, I don't know, like 10 or 15 years ago. I think she was also in the first season of Homeland. She has an incredibly long neck. Like, I honestly think that, like, her parents or her as a kid, they put those springs under her neck to make her neck longer. She has an unnaturally long neck. It's the first thing I notice about her. Miss Lundell says, Bird of Prey, do yourself a favor and binge watch the original Battlestar Galactica and Lost in Space. You'll absolutely love them. I don't know, Miss Lundell. Somebody told me that the original Lost in Space is like childish. It's for children, and I don't think I could deal with that. Like, I really don't. I'm sure it was good at the time, but I honestly don't think I could. And I've tried to watch the old Battlestar Galactica, but I can't get past an episode. It's just, maybe I'm being short-sighted, but I just can't get past it. Epic Beard says Maquis is fake news. Marquis. It's not Marquis, it's Maquis. We learned that. Joe Lau is lolling at Kennewick Sapien. Joseph says, I am well, but Aberjam seems to be in a well. No, Aberjam is absolutely fine. Captain Trek says, greetings, Berto Prey 5. Greetings, Captain Trek. Aberjam is lolling. Joe Lau says, deep, dark well. You're not in a well, Aberjam. He's not in a well. Life with Matthew says, Joseph and Berto Prey. No Picard stream tomorrow. Oh no, no Picard at my stream tomorrow at my usual time. I'll be at a client's job site, so I will try to do when I get back. Otherwise, we'll bump it to Friday. Sorry to hear that, Life with Matthew. I will let Anti-Trekker know if you haven't already, because I know on last night's stream he was already talking about trying to be there for your live stream tomorrow. Joe Lau says, very Batman. Captain Trek says, hi. Dan23 says, young boy in the original Lost in Space was also in Babylon 5, an episode of Deep Space Nine, Season 7. Interesting. Excuse me. Kevin says, Dan, that makes sense. Martin Hanks would have been a great Cardassian. Kennewick says, tonight's Picard, JL is the guest star in the Alpha Quadrant Pimps and Hoes convention. He might be. Ms. Lundell says, Netflix Lost in Space is a great show. I could strangle the mom sometimes, but other than that. Sorry. I'm trying to spare you from the coughing. I would have strangled the fake Dr. Smith. I don't understand how she's even alive. I mean, 10 people had reason to just stab her and leave her in the desert or the ocean or wherever. How she continues to live is beyond me. It's only the power of plot that protects her. Miss Stallone, I read that. Greetings. Joseph says, Matthew, the fate deals the cards. I have tomorrow also an appointment. I appreciate your update, however. Actors with Berto Prey, Alexandro Spanish is pretty good for a non-native, but still lacking. Kudos to the guy for the effort. Sure, Hector. Yeah, Josh Reetz's bird reminds me of the Sinatrans? Sinatrans? I like the Sinatrans, if they're all based on Sinatra. JP says, woo, Berto Prey says X-Files. X-Files was one of my favorite shows when it was on, and it was on Friday nights, which was excellent because I had no social life. So, got to watch almost every one. Except the ones that were too scary. Number one sci-fi says, Berto Prey, they show the replays of the original Lost in Space on MeTV. I don't have that channel. Dan Dwayne says, I don't like that Matt LeBlanc Lost in Space movie. I never saw it. JP says, Berto Prey, yes, we need more X-Files talk. We do. Unfortunately, it's just so old. I mean, nobody really cares. Not enough people to make a convincing live stream or video about it. Hector says, the Epic Beard, your pimp is way better than Rios's one tonight. Carlos says, hiya, hope you are well. I am well, Carlo, thank you. Kronos says, Berto Prey, Guardians of the Galaxy is in space. Fine, Guardians of the Galaxy, I can grant you, is a sci-fi-ish superhero movie. But I find very hard to put Spider-Man, to put Iron Man, to put what's his face, Captain America, these people, Superman, Batman, Aquaman, Wonder Woman. None of these people belong in sci-fi. Hello? Hello?
Yes, my name is Forward. I'm trying to reach Edward, I guess it's Baisly, Baisly.
He died several years ago.
Okay, let me just verify that way I can note the account.
I can't verify anything for you. He's dead. That's all I can tell you.
Okay, hold on.
And this was never his phone number.
Yeah, your number's on his file.
Well, yes, I was a concerned neighbor, but I have nothing to do with him. He is dead. Are you okay with being recorded, ma'am?
Well, I mean,
you're live on the internet right now. Just so you know, you called into a call-in number for a show.
Okay, all right. So you can't verify that he is deceased, you're saying?
I did tell you. I just verified he's deceased. He's deceased.
I know, but I have to make sure I note or status the correct account. But without verification, I'm not going to be able to do that.
Well, I don't know what more verification you want, ma'am. He's dead. You want a picture of the body? Because I didn't take one.
No, I would need 2 pieces of information.
He has no next of kin, as far as I know. I have nothing to do with his death. His family. I'm not family. I have nothing to do with the man. I just know he died.
I'll take your. Okay.
Okay.
The number off until I verify. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. That number has been calling once a day, but nobody's ever said anything. This is the first time we ever got somebody to talk. I would understand a death certificate, but I'm not his family. I don't have a death certificate. So, they're not going to get one from me. But I just know that he died. Okay. So we gotta go to @BirdoPrey5 so we can get started. Josh Reed, the Sinatrans were from Doctor Who. They look like you. Well, I don't watch Doctor Who. Sorry about that. Carlos says, where's Garfield again? The Garfield. I know you guys got used to Garfield. I don't think I ever had him on here. Let me see. Do I have Garfield? I'm looking. Scroll, chat, note. I don't think I ever had Garfield in this. Okay. You know what? If everybody wants Garfield, let's try to add Garfield. There's not going to be Dear Bops. I can assure you of that. XSplit. Okay. Garfield. There you go. You got. Does it affect me? No. Okay. There you go. There's Garfield. There's Garfield. Actor says, Bird of Prey, if you read this and haven't started the episode, you should do it already. I know. I will. Roxod says, Bird of Prey, he's dead. He is. Josh reads his Bird of Prey. Isn't Thor a sci-fi series since he's an alien? It's a tough one. I would put Thor higher to sci-fi than Spider-Man, but I still don't like calling him sci-fi. Number 1 sci-fi Bird of Prey, why don't you block those phone numbers? I actually have blocked quite a number of phone numbers, but sometimes humans get past the defenses. Chrono says Edward was a superhero and was killed for calling himself sci-fi. Josh reads his Bird of Prey, send the people on the other end to the mines. They were really close. Really close to saying, ma'am, you're going to have to contact the Korogan Bureau of Mines and Mining. Josh reads Bird of Prey, send the people on the other end. I just read that. Chrono says, spam. Might try some. You might like it. JB says Bird of Prey, yay, no Dear Bop. No Dear Bops on Deep Space 9 Wednesdays. Josh Street, remember Bird, start the episode, use Bird of Prey to have him read your comment, and when you say Bird of Prey 5 times in front of your computer in a dark room, Sassy will show up at your home with Mamo Prey and some cooking. Shrumore says, greetings, Brittle Prey, Mamo Prey, and fellow nerds. Qapla Shrumore. Okay, so we're gonna watch. Get your videos ready. This is season 2, episode 21, the Maquis, part 2 of Deep Space Nine. So if you've got your own copy queued up on Netflix or whatever service, hopefully you have it to do the recap, because we're going to start with the recap. If you don't have your own copy and you want to listen to mine, you can go right now, open another tab in your browser, leave YouTube window open up a second browser tab, go to birdoprey5.com. The link is in the description. If you go to birdoprey5.com, you scroll down to a place called the screening room, the BOP5 screening room, and you click that link. And then when I hit play, right now it's saying there's actually 3 connected users here, so that's cool. So when I hit play, you guys will be able to listen and watch along with me. The same copy I'm watching, you will watch. So the comments in YouTube will probably be about 10 seconds behind, but you'll know where we are. And if you don't want to do any of that stuff, then in the bottom right corner of the screen, you can follow along with screenshots to say where we are in the video. Now, you're not going to get the audio, but I will fill in best I can what they're saying. And if you've seen the episode, you'll have some idea where we are. So, with that, I'll read a couple more comments, and then we're going to hit play. Zabe Denton says, Bird of Prey, will you let the Maquis join Karoga? The Maquis are all dead. I'm sorry, Zabe, but newsflash, they all died when the Dominion took over Cardassia. Aberjam says, is it true? I gotta get the mouse in the right screen. Is it true about Sci-Fi Nation? Should he change? Oh, as Chrono says, what about Sci-Fi Nation? Should he change his name to Fantasy Nation? If he wants. If he wants, I think he's fine. Chronos, Aberjam says, is it true that sexy Asian women heard a recording? No, I'm not a sexy Asian woman. That was, again, fake Kurdistani news. Roxanne says, I'd actually ask a telemarketer yesterday how they justified violating the National Do Not Call registry. She hung up. Yeah, I've asked things like that before. They usually they're not hung up. They usually just say, oh, to my knowledge, I'm not violating the Do Not Call registry. I just got your number from my computer. I didn't violate the registry. Sure. Zabe says, Bird of Prey, we let the Maquis join Karoga. I read that. Kronos says, I have a copy of my brain. Good for you, Kronos. You have a copy of your brain. And Shrumore says, Bird of Prey, what? All of Karoga is dead? No. I didn't say Karoga was dead. I said the Maquis were destroyed. Yes, we're starting the episode. So, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1... hitting play now. Oh, there we go. Last time on Deep Space Nine, the destruction of the Bachnor might jeopardize the treaty. We see Sisko and his friend talking, and then we got the Vulcan going to Quark to get weapons. She wants guns, photon torpedoes, and cobalt thorium devices. Quark is like, what? What the hell are you talking about? And now Gul Dukat's there and saying he's there to help him unofficially. And Dukat's like, what are you doing here? And Major Kira is saying they have a right to defend themselves. And Sisko says they chose to live with the Cardassians. And Kira's like, I didn't. She knows what they're going through. Kevin says, Bird of Prey, I always ask if they accepted Christ in their hearts. Oh, with the telemarketers? The Maquis. They've taken prisoners. They're calling themselves the Maquis. They've taken Gul Dukat hostage. And then we see that Sisko's good friend, it turns out he's actually the head of the Maquis. Kronos is in my brain. Wow, you're usually annoying. You are unusually annoying today. The fake call really messed you up. I'm sorry, Kronos. Says, you should have seen the look on my face. Says he hardly recognized him without the uniform. Hands the uniform back to Sisko. He says, it's just a uniform. Ben remembers when he first put it on. Graduation day at the academy. They both swore to be captains by the time they were 30. And Sisko says he thinks that they both did pretty well for themselves. This guy says he's got something better. See what they've accomplished without any help from the Federation. He said you'd be fighting along with them if you had seen all this. Sisko says he doesn't think so. They traveled out here, the back of the beyond, make homes in the wilderness. And he's saying joining the Maquis isn't helping anyone. He's putting millions of lives at risk. How many of these settlers are there? Saying out here at the frontier, without the power of the Federation, the treaty is only a piece of paper. So Sisko's asking if they have proof that Central Command violated the treaty. Sisko says he wants Gul Dukat back. Cal. He says Sisko wants him back, and Cal says that Dukat's not here. Sisko is claiming he's on Cal's side, but Cal says you have a funny way of showing it. So Sisko's just trying to stop him from going behind bars. He says the violence will never end as long as the Central Command continues to arm the colonies. He said no one wants peace more than the Maquis. And he said the Baknor will never get to smuggle weapons again. Sisko says we'll prove it that the Central Command is behind the smuggling. Says once we get proof, we'll take it to the Federation. And Cal says, nope, the Federation has abandoned us. We gotta take care of ourselves. He says, you could be invaluable to us, Ben. Let us use your station. Yeah, you could just become the Maquis refueling station. And he's not going to allow their deaths to go unpunished. He wants revenge, says Sisko. So does Sisko in a few years. He would call it retaliation. Oh, Cal says, would have been nice. Like old times, if only you would let me use your station as a Maquis base. Oh, and Sisko throws down his friend's uniform in disgust, and then they all decide to shoot him all with phasers on stun, so they all have time to leave, which is actually a smart thing to do, because, you know, if you can stun somebody at will for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, it's probably something quite useful. You get a head start. You don't have to kill them. You don't have to go through all that work of tying them up, only to know they're going to get out of it anyway. And now we've got the opening credits. So if you weren't in sync for whatever reason, The credits are opening. The comet just passed, and the station is coming into view. Rock Solid says, Bird of Prey, you betrayed your uniform. Yes, he did. Cal betrayed his uniform. Lightwood Mouse says, the Bird of Prey, the phasers were set to stun. How about a spoiler warning next time? I'm sorry, like Matthew. If you thought they killed Cisco, Dr. Bashir, and Kira, I'm sorry. They'll be just fine in the next scene. Actor says, Bird will find we're not discussing the episode, but how to crap in a cat litter? I don't know what you're talking about. Geometry says, Bird of Prey, but from what we know in the TNG, shooting someone with several phasers can still kill someone. Yeah, but it looked like they all had different targets. I don't think anybody took multiple shots from multiple phasers. Maybe they were on light stun. Because there's light stun, stun, and heavy stun. So if they were all on light stun, then I guess you could probably take 2 or 3 light stun hits. But we do know that Romulan disruptors do not have a stun setting, even if Picard claimed they did in the comic book, which was kind of crappy of him. Don't need that here. The Maquis, Part 2. Maquis, Part 2. Oh, they're all fine and they're back on the station. So, an admiral from Starfleet's already there. Cisco wants to speak to both the Cardassians and the Starfleet. There's a Cardassian ship on the way, and an admiral from Starfleet is here. And he's having O'Brien trace the path. Oh, this woman, Commander, the Cardassians have gone on alert. He says, your security chief, Odo, the shapeshifter. She's like, wouldn't you be better with Starfleet heading your security team? And Cisco's like, no, I got complete faith in Odo. She's like, if you say so. And he says, I assure you we're taking all possible steps to rescue Ducat. She's keep her appraised. She's saying, but Admiral, there's a bigger issue here. The Maquis. Said the Maquis are a bunch of irresponsible hotheads. And he said the Maquis are responsible for the destruction of the Bach Nor. And she says, I'm aware we should never have allowed those colonies to remain on the Cardassian side. So she's saying, this guy, Cal, lived with them. What's his analysis of the situation? He says, I'll have to ask him. She wants him to talk to the Maquis, remind them they're citizens of the Federation. No! If they're living on the Cardassian side of the neutral zone, they gave up their Federation citizenship. This was clearly discussed. So the Admiral is again insisting he establish a dialogue with the Maquis, that they are still Federation citizens. She's like, as he says, establish communications, what the hell does she think I've been trying to do? Kronos says she's a feisty Admiral. See, she should have been... Oh, here we go. Siska's going off. The trouble is Earth. On Earth, there's no poverty, no crime, and no whatever. It's easy to be a saint in paradise, but the Maquis do not live in paradise. It's easy to be a saint in paradise. He's like, out there are no citizens, just people. Angry, determined people who are going to do whatever it takes to survive, with the Federation's approval or not. And Kira's like, makes sense to me. He says he's glad someone understands. So the legate's ship from Cardassia just put into Docking Bay 5. And Kira says you should give the same speech to him. Uh-oh. Odo Odo says Sisko should get down to security. He caught one of the Vulcans' accomplices. And so he's got Quark in the cell. So Odo's like, if you're not involved, why'd you spend so much time together? And Quark's like, there's no harm in keeping company with a beautiful woman. So Odo says, you don't expect me to believe that you don't expect me to believe that she was interested in you in personal reasons. And Quark tells Sisko it's very embarrassing to discuss his personal life in such surroundings. And Sisko's like, that's going to be the least of your problem. Quark is like, I want to make it clear I was led astray by her feminine wiles. So she wanted items that Quark was able to contain at a considerable discount. So Sisko wants to know what items. Quark hesitates. Where to begin? Deflector shields, navigational arrays, maybe a couple of hundred photon torpedoes. And he's like, photon torpedoes! And some high energy disruptors. So Odo's, you sold weapons to terrorists? And Quark says, I did not. Somebody else sold the weapons. He just made some introductions. He had never even heard of the Maquis. So Sisko wants a complete list of every weapon she bought. And Quark is saying, if you need me to testify against her in court, she would do it. And he's like, and let me know if there's anyone else you want me to testify against. So Odo says, Odo says he wants to go with Sisko to search for Dukat. And then Odo asks Sisko, how long does he keep Quark in the cell? And Sisko says, forever. Odo laughs. Odo smiles and he walks away. And Quark is like, Odo! Josh Street says, Bird of Prey, those changelings since the Maquis killed everyone. Those are changelings since the Maquis killed everyone. So now he's learned that Gul Dukat was the one who was funneling the weapons to a small group. It says that Dukat was operating without their knowledge. Central Command never sanctioned this. So they're putting all the blame on Dukat. He says they've arrested Dukat's cult conspirators. So they don't want him back. He's with the Maquis where they belong. He says he assumes the Maquis will execute him for his crimes. And this Cardassian says, we don't care. We don't care if they do it or we do it. He says he can assure there'll be no retaliation if they kill Dukat. The Cardassians have no desire to go to war again. You have his word. Sisko says that he found the talk very enlightening. He hopes the Cardassian will take the time to enjoy the station. But the Cardassian says thank you, but he's got his own business to attend to. And he says this place has lost its charm since the last place he'd been here, as two Bajorans walk out of an airlock. Kira says she doesn't believe a word he said, and Sisko's like, yeah, neither do I. So Cal was right. The Central Command is involved. Kronos says she's a feisty admiral. Yeah, she should have been the admiral in Picard. Sci-Fi Nation says, greetings, Bird of Prey, Mal Prey. Sassio Printville knows, greetings, Sci-Fi Nation. Welcome. JP says, Bird of Prey, Ducat is always the scapegoat. Ducat has a great anti-hero's journey. So, O'Brien was able to plot the course of the ship that took Ducat. Oh. There's no other vessels traveling on that route. And it went through 5 M-class planets. Why do you keep taking Dr. Bashir with you? So Kira is saying there's no reason to go after Ducat. You heard the legate. They don't want him back. Kira is saying for the person responsible for so many deaths, Ducat is getting exactly what he deserves. And Cisco says Central Command wants him dead. That's reason enough for us to want him alive. And if only he had let him die here. Think of all the stories, all the problems that would have been saved years and years down the line. The Vulcan is doing a little bit of a mind meld. She doesn't seem to be as good at it as Spock or T'Pol. Wait, did T'Pol ever do a mind meld? No, I don't think she did. Yeah, she can't do it. Ducat says it's not working, because that's what's wrong. She doesn't understand why. She can't establish a mind meld. He has the ability to shield his thoughts. Ducat said it's simply a matter of discipline. The Vulcan will rest a while and try again. And Ducat says, you people don't do this very well. On Cardassia, we know how to extract information. But it can get a bit unpleasant. Like, we all know how the Federation dislikes unpleasantness. He's like, oh, we don't share many opinions with the Federation. He's like, oh, that's right, you're renegades. He's like, unfortunately, the Federation taught you lessons too well. Josh Street says the Admiral was killed when the Breen attacked. Oh, well, was she really? I forgot if that's true. Kevin says, Bird of Prey, have you seen the DS9 documentary, What We Left Behind? Yes, Kevin, I've seen it about 15 times. I love it. I pre-ordered it. I was one of the pre-orders. I got that copy. I bought a second copy. I watched the documentary. I watched all the added additional footage, all the special features on the discs. I did several live streams of the documentary. I think I did a full review. If I didn't do like a full-on review, I might still need to do that. But yes, everybody should watch. If you're a Deep Space Nine fan, you should be watching the Deep Space Nine documentary. And it's available everywhere. You can get it on YouTube. You can get it on Amazon, as a digital download. Or you can get the DVD itself, which is probably the best, or Blu-ray. It's not for everybody. You've got to be like a really big DS9 fan to enjoy it. But I definitely am one. So Cisco finally finds where they are, and Ducat's pissed that they're not shooting at the Maquis, and now they're shooting. Even though they were on stun anyway, you might as well have just shot them. Right? Why hesitate? Just come in shooting. It's on stun. Nobody's going to get hurt. And then Odo uses his lasso arm to get one guy. And Ducat is about to beat the shit out of him. So Cisco is saying that this one's free to go. He says, tell Cal Hudson that I haven't told Starfleet anything yet. Tell him I still have his uniform We can still work this out. He can still get his life back. So Sisko's going really off the books here. Honestly going behind the Admiral's back, breaking all sorts of Starfleet regulations. But, whatever. And we got Gul Dukat. I think he's putting some yamak sauce. He's back on Deep Space Nine. He's eating. So I guess did Sisko tell him that the Central Command was going to have him killed yet? Miss Lundell says the Vulcan chick is a hottie. She's not bad for a Vulcan. Kronos' Bird of Prey just saw Waltz the other day. Dukat isn't an anti-hero, he's just an antagonist. What does Waltz have to do with anything? Oh, the episode? I don't know. It depends. So, Dukat asks what's going to happen to the prisoners. And he says, well, if they're found innocent, they'll be set free. And Dukat says, well, on Cardassia, the verdict is always known before the trial begins. It's always guilty. So then, Sisko asks him, why have a trial at all? And he says, because the people find it comforting to see the trial, to see the people getting punished. And Sisko's like, what if you make a mistake? And Dukat's like, Cardassians don't make mistakes. And he's like, one thing does puzzle me, Commander. Surely the Central Command was informed of my kidnapping. Oh, so now this is where he's going to rub it in his face. Cardassians don't make mistakes. He's like, why wasn't the station surrounded by Cardassian ships demanding my release? Says, I'm sure that the legate made some ugly threats. And now Sisko says, he said, you were the one responsible for smuggling the weapons. And if the Maquis don't execute you, the Central Command would. He said, after a fair trial, I'm sure. And Dukat is like, about making those no mistakes. Like, it seems my relationship with the Central Command has somewhat deteriorated. He knew it was inevitable since they withdrew from Bajor. He said, there are some that believe that he should have killed every last Bajoran. Actors says, Bird of Prey, Japan courts are like Cardassia. They have a 99% conviction rate. To be honest, if they only take to court the extremely guilty people, that's not the worst thing in the world. The question is if they really do make a lot of mistakes, like our court system does. Sci-Fi says, Bird of Prey, the Cardassians did make one mistake, a huge one. They didn't let Kuroga oversee the occupation. If they had, they would have never had to withdraw from Bajor. Absolutely. Absolutely. And John Araki with a 99-cent super chat, the Super Poo, the anti-trekker Super Poo. Thank you, John Araki. Unfortunately, not Kissing Dax, though we did get Kissing Dax earlier from a Chris Perzer donation. So Dukat thanks Sisko for the rescue, and Sisko says, I'm sure you would have done the same for me. Which, of course, he wouldn't. And Dukat has to reevaluate his life a little. Epic Beard says, Cardassian life is the life for me. Goodbye, Federation life. So, Odo got the full list of weapons they got. It's a whole bunch of weapons. And Kira says, with arsenal like that, Bajorans could have lost a full-scale attack on Cardassia. And Dukat said, and lost. Which is true. Oh, so Odo they never had to question a Vulcan before. Doesn't work out. It's not good. So Dukat says that he could question her. They said no. So Dukat said the Zeppions could be the ones doing it. He said, but so have the other race. And he's like, yeah, but the Zeppions have never been caught. So nobody's responding to their hails. And he said, of course they're not responding. You wouldn't respond to Federation hails if your cargo bays were full of contraband. And they can't scan their cargo bays because it's composed of a sensor reflective material. So now they can't transport over, they just raise the shields. So he said Zephyrite ships can reach a warp of 9.8. If they run, they can't catch them. So Kira's like, what would you suggest? And Dukat said, I'd phaser them, destroy their shields, and kill them all. Kira says, and kill them all. And he's like, yeah. And then I would, tractor back whatever's left. Actress's Bird of Prey, had that ship been piloted by you, well, let's say you would have been in range before the warning shot. Gavin says, Bird of Prey, should I finish DS9 before watching the documentary? Yes. Yes, you should. And hopefully you finish it in like a month or so. But yes, finish DS9 before watching it. A lot of spoilers. So the other pilot, the pilot of the ship, says they are carrying 5 tons of wheat husks. He said, with your permission, I'd like to come over and inspect it. And the guy's like, permission denied. So Sisko's like, you're not going anywhere until we search your ship. And Dukat got up and said, in that case, you will allow us free access to your ship so we can verify you are indeed smuggling Cardassian weapons to the demilitarized zone. You will follow us to Deep Space Nine, where your cargo will be confiscated. And you will do a confession of everything you know. And you will sign that confession. After which you and your ship will be allowed on your way. He's like, I don't understand. You're a Cardassian. Wink, wink. Why are you on this side? He's like, I'm Gul Dukat, commander of Second Order. You have 15 seconds to lower your shields, or I will destroy you. He's like, 10 seconds. He's like, not that simple. He's like, we've already been paid. He's like, stop counting! Stop counting! And he's like, did he lower his shields? Yes. And the guy's almost crying on his own bridge. And Dukat tells Sisko he thinks he can handle it from here. And Sisko looks at him. Okay. It's good to have him on board. Kira looks at him. He smiles. He's like, yeah, I still got it. I still got it. So I will give you a hint spoiler, Kevin. In the DS9 documentary, you find out that the actor who plays Dukat and the actress who plays Kira, they did not get along. So it makes all these scenes all the more fun to watch. She does not like him. So Quark's trying to get info out of her. I know the Cardassians can't be trusted. He knows the Central Command would like nothing better than to destroy the Federation colonies. She says, then you agree with our position. And he says, absolutely not. Your position is illogical. And she's like, you're gonna lecture me on logic? He says, I don't want to, but you leave me no choice. It comes down to the third rule of acquisition. She's not versed in Ferengi philosophy. Says, I'll give you a copy of the rules. The third rule clearly states, never spend more for an acquisition than you have to. She says logical, but I fail to see how that applies. She wants to acquire peace. He says peace is good. How much are you willing to pay for it? She says whatever it's cost. He's like, no, that's the problem. You're forgetting the third rule. Peace can be bought at a bargain price right now. He's right. She finds it very confusing. He'll make it so simple even a Vulcan can understand. The Central Command has been caught red-handed. So every ship that approaches the militarized zone will be searched. It says, you forget the weapons they already have. Quark says everyone has weapons, but nobody has a clear advantage. So the price of peace is at an all-time low. This is the perfect time to sit down and hammer out an agreement. It actually is making sense. It says, attacking Cardassians now will escalate the conflict. It'll make peace more expensive. He says, is that logical? Wow. Quark bested a Vulcan at logic. I have not forgotten you. I have not forgotten you. John Street says, if you were the pilot of any ship, you would have crashed by now. That's not toxic masculinity. Ferengi-splaining. No. So Ducat's going to find where the weapons depot is located. He knows people. No, Sisko's going to go to Volan Tree and talk some sense. See if he can talk some sense into the Maquis. Ducat says, if you can't, he said, don't worry. I said I would stop him. I will stop him. "38 people had to be hospitalized due to public food replicators. Somehow they became infected. That's scary." They're talking about the new curfew. And Sisko just walks in to the middle of a meeting. And she's like, if you just wait a moment, we can talk privately. He's like, that won't be necessary. I don't know how many of you actually belong to the Maquis. And those who don't probably have friends who do. So pass this along, what I'm about to tell you. There is a treaty currently in place with Cardassia and the Federation. If you make yourself an enemy of Cardassia, you make yourself an enemy of the Federation. He says, I know the Maquis is planning to attack a Cardassian's weapon depot. He says, my advice to you is to call it off, because I will be waiting there, and I will stop you. And now we've got a bunch of people with weapons coming in from all sides, including his friend. He's a very rousing speech, Ben. He says his best rebut would be to kill him. And what did he bring him? He brought his uniform. He says, you always were an optimist. He says he has every reason to be. The way he sees it, now they stopped the shipments of Cardassian weapons, there's no more reason There's no more reason to do this. You and I can work together. And Cal's like, it's too late for that. We're in a war. And I intend to win it. He's like, I could use your help, Ben. I'm asking you as a friend. He says, as a friend? How dare you? As a friend, I have to say no. If you attack the depot, you'll have to get through him first. Cal's like, I hope not. Too bad Cal isn't in any more episodes. Yeah, Kronos. Oh shit, he set his phaser to, what's that, annihilate, vaporize. He set his phaser to vaporize and vaporized his uniform, which was so close to Cisco. If he had, and there's no sights on a phaser. That was some incredible aiming. If he was off just a little bit, he could have vaporized Cisco, or the desk, or anybody else in the room. He killed his uniform, and it was a red uniform, so it counts. Actor says, oh no, he vaporized the replicated uniform. You bastard, says Kronos. So, Cisco says, we have to stop the Maquis. We don't want a full-scale war. The runabouts will take up a defensive position. Apparently, they only have 2 ships capable of attacking, but they'll have 3 ships. The Maquis will have 2, but O'Brien says that's not an advantage because the colonists are used to being outnumbered. Ducat says you shoot to kill. So Cisco says with diplomacy if possible, violence if necessary. So Ducat says how noble. He hopes the Maquis will be as obliging. So the runabouts are not allowed to shoot unless they got shot at first. Shot at first? Unless they got shoot out first? Unless they get shot out first. Shot at first. Shot at. Yeah, unless they get shot at first. That was. Edgar says, I love how the phasering doesn't even hint of toxic fumes. Well, it's vaporized, so no. Incredibly clean atomization, yes. Quantum technology at its best, says Epic. They got 2 Federation ships headed their way. So it's Cal on the screen. It says, turn those ships before someone gets hurt. Cal says, don't make me open fire on you. So Cal's initiating evasive maneuvers. And we get to see, is this the first time we see the Maquis Raiders? Or we saw them last episode? So they just turn. They're like, oh, well, we won't head directly for the runabouts. We'll just turn and go why weren't you in the way of where they wanted to go, Ben? So they got him on a tractor beam, and so now the Maquis are shooting back. And Ducat's like, what are you waiting for? And Cisco says, commence firing. And they got one of the ships. The propulsion system is drifting. And they take out one runabout. Well, they take out the navigational array of Kira and Dax's runabout. Maybe if you guys kiss, it'll come back. So they're beaming Kira and Dax out of their runabout. And now it's just Ben and Cal. One-on-one, mano a mano. And Ben's like, I can't let you start a war. And photon torpedoes are out. Switch to phasers. They didn't fire a single photon torpedo yet. Ducat says they've taken a direct hit on primary fusion core. He's initiating emergency core shutdown. The nacelle is flooded with ionizing radiation. Sisko's like, we still have what? Phaser? So guys like, coming around, use the phasers. He's like, I can't. They've knocked out the power couplings to our phaser array. So the guy's like, what do we do? He's like, the only thing we can do. We get the hell out of here. So Ducat says he's turning around. Now's the chance to fire. He says, for now. He's like, next time they send somebody else. It doesn't feel right shooting at each other. He's like, if you run now, I won't be able to protect you. Starfleet will follow you. You won't be safe even in the colonies. He's like, I got a lot of friends here. The Maquis have to finish this thing. He says, you're throwing away your entire life. He says, and I'm beginning a new one. Ducat's like, what are you waiting for? He's helpless. Finish him. I'll miss you, Ben. You've been a good friend. And Ducat is so pissed. Ducat is trying to get up and like, no, he's going to fire the photons. But Sisko pushes him down. He's like, I thought you were strong, Commander. It's like, you're not, you're a sentimental fool. And Sisko says, I said I'd stop the Maquis, and I have, but I won't kill a good man for defending his home. Ducat says, you've disappointed me. And Sisko says, don't expect me to lose any sleep over it. And what, we got a couple minutes left in the episode? Yeah. It says, Gul Dukat has left the station. So there. No, Sassy. No, it's okay. It's okay, Sassy. So he got a thank you for preserving the peace with the Cardassians. Kira said, you deserve it. You prevented a war. And he's like, did I? Or did I just delay the inevitable? Well, Sisko, you got... I don't want to open up too many spoilers. But you've basically delayed it. You've basically delayed it. End of 2-part episode. Co-producer Stephen whatever Oyster? I don't know. So, I'll be honest. I loved this episode. When it aired, I was all about this. Like, oh shit, we got a new enemy, and they're humans. They're the Federation. They're finally turning on themselves. Microtorp, says Kronos. What? Address says maybe they have the torpedoes in subspace storage. Dan always uses the runabouts are equipped with micro torpedoes. They are. That is true. Actress says Gul Dukat, isn't he abandoned by the state at this point? Even an enemy of the state. You would think, but it seems that by next episode he's just fine again. He must be a smooth talker. Miss Lundell says Sisko delayed the inevitable times 50. Yeah, Colonel says, damn humans. Damn humans. Josh reads his bird of prey. Sassy is mad at Sisko for not firing on your ship so she could take over Karoga. Sassy is standing up doing her adorable sassy pose right now. I wish I could turn the camera over to point at her right now, but I can't. Sassy girl. Yeah, hi, Sassy. You want to come be on camera? You come over here. You come by the door. You can be on camera. No? She looks like a totem pole. Just a one-item totem pole. It's not a 7-part episode. Josh reads his bird of prey. I just read that. Thomas says it's a 7-part episode. Joseph says good night, everybody. Yes, good night, Joseph. Glad for you to be here. Oh, guys, big, wonderful news. I can't believe I forgot. I did not lead with this. But, let's see. Let's see if this works. Hold on. Let me bring it up. No, I don't want Opera. I don't want Opera Gaming, you son of a bitch. Okay. Let's see. Come on and work. Yes! Besiege version 1.0 is finally out. You know what that means? The final island of Colmenar has been unlocked, which means we're going to go back to Besiege. We're going to have Besiege on Tuesdays. We might have Besiege on Thursdays. We might have Besiege on Sundays. We might have Sunday Fun Days again. Besiege is back. It is currently on sale on Steam for just $4.99. If you don't have this game, you should get it right now. It is a freaking awesome game. A physics-based game where you build siege machines to pass, probably gotta be, I don't know, 100 levels? I don't know. Quite a few levels spread over quite a few islands on the game. And they just unlocked the last level with the final release of the game. It's been out since like 2015 or something, but it just finally got completed, and it is awesome. So I'm really looking forward to being able to build some more machines, and Besiege is just a game of total destruction. Some levels, you've got to literally just kill everybody. Some levels, you have to destroy all the buildings. There are levels with planes. You gotta kill flying things. There's swords. You've got to move around the map. You've got to pick things up and drop things off. All types of things. And they've added new blocks. They've added sensor blocks that can sense when somebody's nearby, that can sense your altitude. They've even added logic gates. And NAND, for those who knows what computer science logic is. NAND gates, with NAND gates, you can make every other logic gate. You can make a Pentium 4 processor with just NAND gates, if you knew what you were doing. So you got NAND, AND, OR, XOR, NOT, all the common logic gates, which means you could probably simulate a microprocessor in the game. Now, granted, that has nothing to do with the main force of building the game, but as you can see here, you can build helicopters, you can build cars, you're fighting armies of just killing people. It's very bloody, very bloody. You can build planes, you can build tanks, you can build catapults. It is cool stuff. It's even got a multiplayer that we haven't used much, but it's there. So yeah, this is looking good. I must say. So I look forward to playing this in the next upcoming weeks. So that will be. We're going to have a game back. We're going to have a game back. So I hope you guys do enjoy it, because Besiege was probably my favorite game. In all honesty. Dan23 has to go to bed. Good night. Bird is going to rage quit again. Not rage quitting. Hector says, oh my. $5 says Hector, that's a fortune. JP's is Bird of Prey, but it's no 7 days to die. No, JP's, it's not 7 days to die. It is not, but it is fun. It is really fun. Yosef's is holding on. Kronos is holding on. Sci-Fi's is son of a bitch. Josh reads his Bird of Prey. It's on sale too. Yes, it is on sale. So certainly, if you want it, now's the time. Yosef says, finally, yes. For those who don't remember or you weren't here, some of the best streams I did, I mean, just the funniest stuff came out. If you go back and look at my old Besiege streams, even the first one, the second one, they were hilarious. I was just so into the killing. I was so into the killing and the maiming. It was the perfect game for me. So I'm hoping it's going to be really fun. I started playing. I didn't play the new level. I just went back to the old level so I could remember how to play the game because it's been so long. So I'm really looking forward to that. So probably, well, obviously this Thursday, we can't do it on Thursday. I just forgot. Thursday we can't do it because of Picard. But I'm guessing Sunday. If I stream Sunday, we'll probably be doing a Sunday Fun Day with Besiege. Assuming I can wait that long. So yeah. So Besiege is coming soon. Thomas is what happened to City Skylines. Thomas, actually, just yesterday, I was planning to get City Skylines ready to go. But unfortunately, I had to update it because I hadn't played it in such a long time. Apparently, they made some massive updates. So it wasn't ready to go for yesterday's stream. I was already so late, I just did a Jar Life instead. But now I'm happy because I was going to start a new city on City Skylines, but now we'll play Besiege first. And then once Besiege is over again, I'll go back to City Skylines. I don't think I'll play City Skylines every week or twice a week. But if I can get it once a week or once every other week, I think that'll be interesting. Because I know some people do enjoy the slower streams where I'm just playing a game and talking to myself, so not really reading the chat so much. We'll see how it goes. Kronos says, any opportunity to see you build a ship and crash, priceless. I know. Josh says, Bird of Prey, we get so many great bird quotes from that game. Yes, it is a quote generator for sure. And Agnes says, by a lot, I mean an average would kill more than he dies. That's true. That's true. Anyway, guys, with that, I think we will call it a night here. Thank you so much for watching the Maquis Part 2. Maquis Part 2 with me. And next week, we have, I think it's called The Wire. And I honestly, I don't even remember what it's about. So those are good. I'll look it up. But The Wire is the next episode. And then, so my plan is basically, right after this, I'm going to eat dinner. I'm going to go to sleep, like early, like maybe 7:30, 8 o'clock. So I can be up for 2:30 in the morning to watch Picard. And I don't know if Anti-Trucker will be on or somebody will be on. Maybe I'll talk with him. Maybe I won't. And I'll try to get my Picard video out sometime tomorrow. Tomorrow looks like a crazy episode of Picard. So we'll see what happens. Unfortunately, Life with Matthew is not going to be able to do his normal 11 a.m. Eastern stream tomorrow because he's going to be working. So I don't know if somebody else will stream at that time or not. If you do, I will try to make it. But I'm not going to stream because, at least unless I happen to get my review done before 11 a.m., which would probably be impossible. I don't anticipate streaming tomorrow. But I will check if other people are streaming. I will try to come on and say hello and just give my opinion. Live stream Picard, says Hector. Anti-Trekker does that already. I can't do that. Anti-Trekker live streams Picard. I mean, it's totally illegal to live stream Picard. I can't do that at all. But if you mean live stream my reaction to Picard, that's what Anti-Trekker does, doesn't he? I don't want to. I'm not going to step on Anti-Trekker's feet on that one. I mean, he's been doing it. He's been doing it so long. So, But yeah, so that's the plan, guys. So take care. Good night. And Qapla. And thank you guys for the kind words. Dear Sassy and dear Mama Prey, or dear Sissel Prey. Well, Sissel Prey doesn't live here anymore. Sci-Fi Bird of Prey, great stream as always, bud. Live long and alpaca, everyone. Yes, live long and alpaca. And this time, I will turn the sound on before I hit the end. Qapla. Thank you all for watching my video. Please remember to comment, like, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit that bell icon. Without it, you won't get notifications of new videos. Check out birdoprey5.com, the new home of everything Bird of Prey 5 on the web. You can also check out my forum at juot.net. I'm also on social media, on Facebook, Twitter, and Gab. If you'd like to make a donation, check out paypal.me/birdoprey5 or on birdoprey5.com. Take care.